Welcome everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me once more. This video is requested by a few followers of mine. They requested that I go further into the topic of Thursatru. So, done some deeper research, tried to make sure that I don't speak too much on the same things that I did in part 1. So thank you for suggesting it. And if there are other topics, other people that you would like me to discuss on the channel, that you would like me to make a video about, do let me know in the comment section below this video, or send me a DM on Instagram, instagram.com/GreyhornPagans, or send an email to greyhornpagans@protonmail.com, and I will make sure that in due time, of course, I do still have a full-time job, but that in due time I will answer those requests. And for further support, if you want to help make it possible that I do this full time, please do join us on Patreon at patreon.com/GreyhornPagans, where you can get early access to all of our podcasts, where you can find bonus material, bonus videos, and our Greyhorn Pagans book club, our esoteric book club, where we are reading at the moment still The Night Side of the Runes, Uthark, Aloruna, and the Gothic Kabbalah by Thomas Carlson. And of course, please do remember to like, share, and subscribe if you like what you hear, if you like this video, if you like the kind of topics that I talk about, whether it be in standalone videos like these or on the podcast. And with all of that said, let's get into it. Here is Thursatru, Part 2. Thursatru, walking the path of the giants and elemental forces. When most people hear Norse mythology, names like Odin, Thor, and Freya immediately come to mind. Gods who embody wisdom, courage, and beauty. Their stories fill books, inspire art, and shape much of what we think of as Norse spirituality. But beneath those familiar legends lies a shadowed current, a less traveled path that speaks of raw power, chaos, and the untamed forces that predate even the gods. This is the world of Thursatru, a modern spiritual tradition that honors the ancient gods of Norse myth. The Thursar, or Jötnar, primal beings who existed before order and civilization took hold. Thursatru is not a gentle faith. It is not about cozy rituals or comforting stories. It is a path of fire, shadow, and silence. A journey into the depths of chaos and primal truth. It challenges the neat illusions of cosmic order and control, embracing instead the wild entropy that underpins transformation. Walking this path means reconnecting with the elemental energies that shaped the universe long before the gods of order seized power. It invites you to shed illusions and confront the raw forces that both destroy and create. The mythic roots, Ymir, and the bones of creation. To understand Thursatru, you need to go back before gods, before worlds, back to the yawning void called Ginnungagap. From that endless nothingness emerged Ymir, the primordial giant born from fire and ice. Ymir was no god, but a chaotic, self-contained cosmos bursting with wild potential. From his massive body, the gods shaped the world. Mountains as his bones, seas as his blood, the sky as his skull. Most retellings treat this as a creation myth, a tale of order emerging from chaos. But for followers of Thursatru, it is a story of betrayal and loss. The gods of order didn't create, they conquered. They've built their cosmos by tearing apart Ymir's primal chaos, masking a violent seizure of power as divine creation. Ymir's death wasn't a miracle, it was a cosmic crime. Thursatru begins where traditional Norse spirituality ends. It sees Ymir not as a monster or obstacle, but a sacred origin itself. His destruction marks the loss of primal truth, the severing of humanity from the raw forces that gave birth to existence. This tradition honors the giants as living embodiments of the untamed, unpredictable energies that shape reality, forces of creation and destruction, chaos and rebirth. Embracing the giants and their elemental powers. At the core of Thursatru are the Thursian giants, colossal beings who personify the primal energies behind the cycles of nature and existence. Unlike the gods, who often reflect human traits and societal ideals, the giants embody raw nature, the chaos that births worlds and destroys them, the transformations that tear down so something new can rise. But it is not just Ymir. Figures like Loki, the trickster and boundary breaker, Angerboda, mother of beasts and darkness, Surtur, the fiery warrior destined to burn the world clean, and Hel, queen of the underworld, are all honored in Thursatru. To mainstream myth, these figures are villains or outcasts. Here, they are vital agents of change, reminding us that growth demands destruction, and truth is often uncomfortable. A powerful symbol in the tradition is the bones of Orgelmir, another name for Ymir. These bones represent the elemental foundations of the cosmos: earth, water, fire, and air. Connecting with these elements roots followers in the enduring cyclical power of nature itself. The giants are not distant gods, but living forces that pulse through the natural world, waiting to be acknowledged and honored. A unique cosmology of cycles and elemental interplay. Thursatru's view of the universe breaks with the linear narratives common in many religions. Instead, it embraces a cyclical cosmology where primal energies constantly shift, collide, and recreate. Chaos and order are not two enemies, but dance partners in an endless, volatile interplay. Creation and destruction are two sides of the same coin, each necessary for the other's existence. This worldview rejects the idea that the current world order, crafted by the gods, is the ultimate truth. Instead, it sees it as a veil, a cage that traps our understanding and dulls our connection to primal energy. Thursatru invites practitioners to transcend this illusion, to journey back to the void, the raw source of all things. This return is not a retreat, but a confrontation with shadows within and without, with the raw forces that defy the neat boundaries we impose on reality. Rituals of fire, shadow, and silence. Practicing Thursatru is often solitary and deeply personal. There are no grand temples or sacred texts. Rituals take place in the wild, under moonless skies, beside roaring fires, or in hidden groves. These ceremonies honor the Thursar through offerings like ash, bones, or dark wine, symbols of both destruction and renewal. The elemental forces of earth, water, fire, and air are central to practice. Each is a living energy to be felt and embodied. Earth grounds and strengthens. Water flows and adapts. Fire transforms and cleanses. Air inspires and lifts the spirit. Symbolic acts such as lighting candles, holding stones, burning incense, or pouring water help practitioners connect with these forces in a tangible way. Runes also play a critical role, especially the darker ones, like Thurs, chaos and destruction, Hagalas, hailstorm and breakdown, and Kenas, fire and inner burning. These runes aren't about wishful thinking or easy magic. They serve as tools to shatter illusions, dissolve false identities, and awaken the raw core beneath societal masks. Meditation and visualization open channels for dialogue with the giants, fostering a deep personal bond with primal energies. These encounters are not always comforting. They can be challenging, even terrifying, but they offer profound insight and guidance on the path. The path of shadow work and personal transformation. Thursatru is a path of radical self-confrontation. It demands facing pain, destruction, and death, not as curses, but as sacred parts of the life cycle. This tradition calls for breaking down the ego, embracing fears, and allowing the raw essence of one's being to emerge from the ashes of falsehood. Shadow work is essential here. Thursatru rejects simplistic ideas of good and evil. Chaos and destruction are not enemies, but vital forces for growth and transformation. The journey is not toward light or comfort, but through fire and shadow, toward rebirth and empowerment. Misunderstandings and clarifications. Because of its dark themes and focus on chaos, Thursatru is often misunderstood or misrepresented. It is not Satanism, nihilism, or a gateway to hateful ideologies. In fact, many practitioners explicitly reject racism, exclusion, and folkish nationalism. This path is open to anyone drawn to its truths, regardless of background. For serious followers, Thursatru is a living, breathing spiritual tradition grounded in mythology, personal experience, and the hard work of transformation. It unfolds in silence and solitude, far from the noise of dogma and spectacle. Walking through fire to transformation. Thursatru offers no safety net, no promises of comfort. Instead, it offers something more profound, raw truth. It asks, what if everything you believe is a cage? What if the gods you worship are not liberators, but chains? What if your deepest power lies not in obedience or control, but in chaos? Walking the path of the Thurs means walking through fire, through shadow, through silence. On the other side is not destruction, but transformation. A rebirth into a deeper, more authentic self. For those drawn to this journey, Thursatru opens a gateway to a spirituality rooted in the primal forces of nature and myth. It blends ancient wisdom with contemporary practice, inviting you to embrace elemental energies, confront your shadow, and find a path of becoming that is uniquely your own. If this exploration stirred something ancient within you, consider diving deeper. Connect with the primal energies through meditation, ritual, or community. The path of the Thursar awaits. Can you hear the void calling, expanding the world of Thursatru, the giant's teachings in daily life? Thursatru isn't just a set of rituals or beliefs. It is a way of seeing the world and your place in it. The giants teach that life is not a straight line toward comfort or certainty. It is a wild, unpredictable journey shaped by constant change, destruction, and rebirth. This perspective can transform how you face challenges. Instead of resisting chaos, you learn to flow with it, seeing breakdown as opportunity, fear as a signal of growth, and endings as beginnings. The giants teach resilience, not by building walls against the storm, but by becoming the storm itself. In practical terms, this might mean embracing discomfort and uncertainty as teachers rather than enemies. It means cultivating patience during destruction, knowing that from the rubble something new always arises. It means honoring your shadow side, your doubts, fears, and darkness, not as flaws, but as essential parts of your wholeness. The elemental forces more than symbols. In Thursatru, the elements are alive and potent. Earth isn't just soil beneath your feet. It is the unyielding backbone of existence. The slow but relentless force shaping mountains and valleys. Water isn't just a liquid to drink. It is the ever-changing current that carves canyons and nourishes life, reminding us to adapt. Fire burns away old growth to clear space for new life. It is destruction and creation in the same breath. Air carries the breath of spirit and the whispers of the unseen, lifting us beyond the mundane. Practitioners learn to feel those forces within themselves, to call on their power when needed. It's about more than mindfulness. It is a visceral connection that changes how you move through the world. The role of community and solitude. While Thursatru often unfolds in solitude, community also has its place. Sharing experiences with others who walk the path can offer support and deepen understanding. But these gatherings are rare and sacred, not social clubs or public spectacles. The tradition honors silence and personal experience above all else. It warns against dogma or rigid hierarchy, emphasizing that true knowledge comes from direct encounter with the giants and elemental forces. Modern challenges and the future of Thursatru. In a world that prizes order and control, Thursatru's embrace of chaos can feel dangerous or unsettling. But it also offers a crucial counterbalance, a reminder that life's true power lies beyond neat categories and safe certainties. As more people seek spiritual paths that honor complexity and shadow, Thursatru is growing, evolving. It draws on ancient myth, but speaks to contemporary needs for authenticity, resilience, and transformation. Those who walk this path carry a torch into darkness, not to banish it, but instead to understand and embody it. In doing so, they rediscover a primal truth that destruction and creation are inseparable, and that the void is not empty, but full of potential. Thank you for joining us on this extended journey into Thursatru. If the Giant's Call stirs something in your soul, remember that this path demands courage and honesty. It offers no easy answers, only the chance to become more fully yourself, wild, raw, and alive. Please do remember to like, share, and subscribe, and support us on Patreon for mystical journeys like these.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I will see you again next time. So until then, be well, everyone.